Doo.
I love when you start with scatting.
I just can't help it. Don't know where the scat lives deep in my heart, and it just has to come out sometime. But I should probably do more spooky scatting since it's Halloween season.
Yeah, love spooky season.
Me too. And did you see that that meme that was like Thursday 8 p.m. in October are all of the same? Because I felt that in my heart.
Thursday, 8 p.m. in October are all the same. Okay.
I don't know. It's basically as soon as October happens, I think it's because it's like dark after work. Like anytime I'm going to a show or something, it's dark, you know, very much a change of energy. Like I start listening to different music.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like my lifestyle shifts a bit, you know, that out with the summer clothes, in with the cozies.
Yeah, I got to switch out my wardrobe. I do that. And that the weather changed here so quick this fall too, where it really hit where I was like, oh, I'm exhausted now. Like I'm exhausted and I need to be inside. It's raining and I have no other options. You know, it was just like, and I was fine like the week before October where it was like 80 degrees and whatever.
Well, soak it up, baby, because next October you'll be in LA and you'll be like, I have nothing to be complaining and sad about, and I have to be awake all the time. Ew.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm just depressed because of my brain. It's not the weather. I'll have that to look forward to.
Really sit with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have a costume?
This is a great question. No. Well, okay. I need to get one. I got invited to a Halloween party.
Okay.
It's Barbie themed though.
Oh.
So everybody has to go as a Barbie. So, which, you know, opens it up. I'll probably just like wear pink and call it good.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm queen of like thinking I'm going to have, so I've wanted to be a sexy Sonic the Hedgehog for like the last like 3 or 4 years.
Oh my God, great idea.
Yeah, right? I've always wanted to do a sexy costume, never have had the guts to do it.
And I love this niche where it's like, I love doing the sexy, not sexy thing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
A huge Sonic fan. Love Sonic. So I thought it would be a fun one, but I don't have the craft ability or anything like that to make it happen. And I don't think about it enough in advance to make something happen. Or I think about it too in advance and then
you just don't
the
get
year goes by.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I very much feel that. I feel like I come up with some grand idea that I'm sure I'm going to do. And I'm like, it's last Halloween. Okay. I'm like, it's November 1st.
Yes.
I've got some inspiration. I know exactly what I'm going to be next year. And I think that I've come through on that idea maybe one time in my life. And it was probably last Halloween because I've been wanting to be Sarah Connor for years. And I kind of was, but like, it wasn't to the point where I like actually looked like her, you know, like I never, first of all, I was pregnant, which I thought was kind of funny. But the like, you know, you and I both have like tattoos and stuff. It's like, do you cover up the tattoos for the sake of the costume? Or like, I'm not like good at makeup to where I can look, you know, make my face look different. I would love to see you painted blue.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But then will people think I'm Avatar?
Ooh, hot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Avatars are light-skinned Sonics, though.
That's true. That's true. They really are. I've never even thought of it that way. The universe is connected. Light-skinned Sonics.
Very unrelated, but it's a whole different blue is what I'm saying.
It is a different blue. It is a different blue.
To the untrained eye.
Yeah, exactly. They're like if Sonic crossed with a human.
God, I'm gonna Google some pictures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, give him a look. He's a cutie.
He's got that spiky hair.
But I do believe the best costume ideas happen on November 1st. The day after Halloween. You've seen so many costumes. You're like, oh, that's a great idea. You see people going outside of the box. Last year, I spent Halloween in NOLA, which was such a cool experience.
Oh, fun.
And people had great costumes. And I saw someone who went as Dion from Clueless, which one of the costumes I've always wanted to do.
Ooh,
as
yeah,
well, as
just like one of those iconic little outfits.
Yeah, exactly. And she was in the one that she's wearing like that big top hat, and it's like the red and black outfit.
Cute.
And I was like, wow. And it was like the exact outfit. But I was like, you either spent a pretty penny on that last minute or like sometime in the recent future or past, or you like have been working on that costume all year to get it right, you know? So
like, did you sew it? Did you find the fabric and sew it or
exactly, or have it made? People have stuff made.
I'm not willing to commit that like decent funds to my Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Maybe piecemeal, but like I bought a knife from Walmart as a prop for my Sarah Connor thing. I saw I was like, okay, this is the exact belt that she's wearing, but it's $34. So I'm gonna get the one that's like $8 and like kind of like it.
Exactly.
I just can't commit like that.
Yeah. For an outfit you wear once, it's hard to like put that kind of money into it. Because Halloween costumes, like people are spending a lot of money on Halloween costumes these days, and a lot of money on everything. But yeah, I think that's a big one. So I think it's totally normal to like over plan and then under prepare.
Yeah,
you know,
everybody's got big ideas, but only a touched, blessed few actually come through on them.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The crafty bitches. I love this picture of Sonic. We have.
Just pulled up here.
Yeah, exactly.
I was trying to think through like what you could pull together for it, but like it's like, are you gonna order a blue like full pants leotard
bodysuit?
Like that would
exactly.
be. I wonder how much that got. Like, you know, and then you paint your face and like have some sort of hair like piece for it,
right?
Or like you could do the like a nod to it, right? To where you're like wearing things like you're wearing little tennis shoes and socks, but like not, you don't like look like you're like doing Sonic the Hedgehog, but not like dressed up as
him. Exactly. It's a fine line.
Naked but some tennis shoes.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I actually am completely blue under this. If I just took off all my clothes, people would be like, "You're Sonic." But before we forget, do you want to do the intro?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, do it.
Thanks for teeing me up. This is This Normal, the podcast where we talk about Halloween all year long. And also we read anonymous submissions, confessions, quirks, queries from our listeners, and we debate them and determine whether they are normal or special or something altogether different. I'm Erin Ingle.
I'm Alyssa Yeoman.
Thanthis for letting me do it. You really passed the torch there.
Yeah. I was like, you want to
cheat me up.
Yeah.
This is my season. This year, instead of just telling myself I was going to do crafts and pull a costume together, I'm going with an Amazon order and just going to call it a day.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
I really quick before we kind of get into we have some rebuttals and stuff today, does having a kid kind of up the Halloween factor? I mean, I know he's not at Halloween age yet, you know, where he's like,
he's not going to get anything out of it.
I want to be Coco Melon, you know, or I think that's something kids like. Like
I don't know what it is.
I'm like, I'm throwing out things. I want to be Baby Shark or whatever, you know, like.
He's not expressed his personal Halloween desires. We're imposing them on him. But I will say, like, I've been thinking about what I could do to, like, if, you know, we're not even going to probably go out. Like, so we don't have a party planning going on. We don't have, like, it's on, like, what is it, on a Tuesday or a Wednesday? So
something like that.
We'll be home or maybe give out some candy. But I've been thinking about for several months, like, what my longstanding idea, which I did not pull together, was I would be a shark and he would be one of those, like, fish that attaches to like sucks on a shark's belly.
Oh, cute.
But that would, I think, require a lot of crafting that I did not come through with. So
I'm not crafty, so I'm fucked when it comes to Halloween.
I'm crafty, but I'm a procrastinator, and I'm like a little by little craft. Like, I've got these shirts that I'm like decorating. They've been out in my living room for 2 months. I don't know. It's not come together for me. Well, do you should we dive into some rebuttals since our faithful friends, our normcore, have they've made their voices heard, and we have some opinions. And this is from a couple episodes back, almost like a month and a half ago. So please forgive the delay in sharing these replies, but they remain relevant. I believe. So this was on replies from episode 23. We talked a lot about food, and here were some takes. First of all, this person's calling out someone for not refrigerating leftovers. They say, beep, doesn't refrigerate leftovers if he's taking them to work the next day. And he has not died or gotten food poisoning. So also living on the edge over here. So they were flirting with danger zone. Yeah,
they're flirting with the danger zone. And after those TikToks, I don't even know if I can look at the danger zone.
Yeah, no, you're changed.
I'm changed.
And a whole overnight as a habit is beyond flirting too. That's like first base with the danger zone.
Yeah. You're giving the danger zone a handy, at least.
And not washing your hands.
Yeah, exactly. If you're doing that regularly too, I mean, after those danger zone TikToks, we've had rice sitting out, for instance, on our counter. I think it's on day 2.5. And I'm like, I don't think I can eat it.
It's garbage rice now.
Yeah, exactly. Which I wouldn't have been like in the past, but I'm changed.
You were influenced.
I was influenced.
Okay, this is this I think resonates with me. Another rebuttal here. My mom has always subbed ricotta with cottage cheese in lasagna because she said says it holds together better and tastes the same. So that's the only way I ever had lasagna growing up, and I've never been mad about it. But also, I'm a white person who loves cottage cheese. I hadn't considered the many roles. Like, I certainly did not think about lasagna when we were talking about cottage cheese in pasta.
No.
Because it's probably just sneaking in there. I bet there's a lot of cottage cheese in lasagna.
Oh, yeah. I'm like thinking back to like my church days, potluck. I know one of those old ladies used probably cottage cheese over ricotta.
There's... it's so lumpy, though. Like, you're going to have
Smooth it out, whisk it?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it makes the noodles, because it said it holds together better. Like there's like traction with that, with the just cottage nuggies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those curds are holding it all together. It won't slide. You do hate to have a sliced square of lasagna and have everything like slide out to the side.
Yeah. That drives me crazy when you go in to fork it and you're like, okay, well, never mind.
I want lasagna now.
Yeah. That sounds so good. Call me Garfield. Slap me on the ass and call me Garfield. I want some lasagna right now.
Great Halloween costume.
Good Halloween costume. Okay, I believe that cottage cheese could be good in lasagna. I still don't know if I like cottage cheese because I still haven't tried it.
Okay, we need to remedy that.
So I think I need to try it because to me, well, ricotta is just up there for me, as you know.
As a great world-class cheese.
Yeah, exactly. So I just am like, why would you ever replace such an amazing cheese with cottage cheese?
Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be one of those things that like ricotta was probably not like in the stores with the rest of the cheese when our parents were growing up or like coming of age. I bet.
You think so?
I bet it wasn't in like every store or like maybe it was do you remember like when kale, you didn't eat it, it was just like sitting below an orange slice like in the basket with your fries,
right?
Do you remember that era?
Yeah.
And now we eat kale like all this to me all of the sudden, but I wonder if ricotta was just like too fancy or like too niche for Americans, casserole making Americans.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being the case. I'll have to ask my mom. I'm like, what was on the shelves? What has changed? Also, I think, they are of older generation where like a lot of processed food came into play.
Totally.
So that like changed the grocery landscape. I feel like it could have gone from things like having like a fresh ricotta cheese out to like, here's cottage cheese, this has no fat and all of that, and so then it became like more popular and people were like using it in place. So
the fat free stuff was a big moment.
Yeah. So a cursed moment.
Yeah, thank God
we
have left that behind.
Totally. It's just like wrapped in a new thing now.
Yep. Yeah, now it's like no carb or whatever.
Yeah. Whatever's
even happening.
And all the stuff. Vegan. Yeah, I would try this person's mom's lasagna.
Yeah,
I'll try it.
I mean, what I always am gonna stay wondering is like, if they didn't tell you, would you know
exactly.
It was different? Like that's my big question. It's probably fucking delicious,
right? I don't know if cottage cheese, because ricotta doesn't have that distinct of a taste.
Yeah, it's kind of very like mellow.
Yeah, it's very mellow, and I don't know if cottage cheese has a distinct taste.
Well, like I'm swearing right now that before the next episode, I'm going to feed you cottage cheese.
Okay. We're going to try it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to come back and who knows, maybe I'll be fucking eating it by the tub.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the thing. People have like cups of it, like eat it with a spoon, like it's yogurt or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I said this in the episode. We initially talked about this, but in our household, growing up, it was cottage cheese on toast. Which of course ricotta on toast would be banging. Banging. I had some the other night.
Yeah.
So that was like, that was just like put the bread in the toaster, cottage cheese, little S&P on top, money. So.
Okay. I'll try it. I'm open.
The final thing in this basket of rebuttals is that the submitter, friend of the pod, is a bottom banana peel convert. So do you remember that about peeling it up from the nub?
I do. Monkey style.
Yep. I'm a bottom banana peel convert, and it's really just a game changer. TBH, never a bad peel that way.
Wow.
And I feel that because I peeled a banana from the snapper today, the topper part, and the peels were all wonky. I was like, they were turning angles. It wasn't like a straight down peel. It wasn't like a smooth undress. It was a mess.
Okay.
I got to go back to my bottom pinch.
I tried the bottom pinch.
How'd it go?
It was okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't feel like it really was that different from a top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't yield that different of results.
Yeah, exactly. And then I got the little brown spot too, which I gave to the dog. And I was like, okay, I could go without seeing
the butt,
the booty. Yeah, I don't need to see this banana's booty hole.
How did Wolfgang like it?
He loved it. He's always happy for a banana. He's a banana boy.
Oh, what a lucky dog.
He's about it. But you know, I don't know. I will keep trying on occasion to peel from the bottom.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll keep at it, but I'm still a topper, I think.
I feel like each banana tells you how it wants to be opened.
Exactly.
You know, and you just have to listen.
You do. You do.
Sometimes you try to put your own will on a banana, and it's like, that's not how it's going to be around here.
Exactly. Exactly. You know how bananas be.
So willful.
Yeah. Should we just hop into some submissions?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. With all of that, we're only doing 2 submissions today. So if you are a longtime listener and you're like, where's my third one? You know, just know we didn't do that today.
Shaking shit up.
Should I start with this first one or should I go with the other one first? What do you think?
Whatever feels right. Just like take it away.
Okay. Is it normal to cut off pieces of donuts to snack on until they are too small to cut?
Oh, baby. This speaks to me.
Does it?
Yeah. We're talking like staff meeting, but donuts here.
Right.
Or like, you know, party donuts. Because it's got to be like a dozen or, you know, a box of them. Because if it's just me and I'm ordering a donut, then that's not how I'm going to eat it.
Right.
But we're talking a platter or a box. I 100% am going sampler style.
Okay.
Oh yeah. And I feel like I start with a half a donut. So that's like or maybe it's a bar and I'm cutting off like a quarter of the bar. Okay. How about you?
You know, in a group setting, I'll do a half donut, like cut a half, just because there's only so many. There's usually more people than donuts. So it's not that I wouldn't eat the whole donut. It's just like, I'm trying to be respectful that like someone else might want to try this like chocolate donut.
Right. And that's the variety is also important.
Exactly.
Like, you don't want to take the only one of the one or whatever.
Exactly. Especially if you're getting it from like a really cool place that has like unique flavors and stuff. You don't want to be the one who's just like, oh, I'm taking this whole lemon meringue, you know.
What the fuck?
Exactly. It's greedy. So I will cut, but I don't think I've ever cut until they're too small to cut. Like if you're getting that far, getting that deep, just eat the whole fucking donut.
It is sort of like I just don't want to take the last piece sort of maneuver, or like avoiding that. I'm picturing like, okay, so if it's a circle donut, like maybe it gets cut in half and then you cut off half of that half,
right?
A quarter of the donut. Sorry to flex on you with my math. And then you have, so there's the final quarter there. It's a bold move to cut that quarter and leave an eighth of a donut.
Yeah, because at that point, someone's just like, did someone already eat off of this?
Right.
Is like,
is it
touched?
bad?
Yeah,
why isn't it finished?
Exactly. That's too small of a piece to leave.
Yeah.
Quarters is my limit.
I think that's a fair line to draw.
Yeah.
But it feels like a resisting like finishing it, or like like or even maybe like a attempt to like not take the last from someone else. Like, oh, you know, maybe somebody still wants to try this and they haven't got a chance.
Yeah.
And leave like a little bit of one.
But at that point you're like, why'd you even leave this piece?
Yeah.
I definitely have done this in the sense of like, I think about a pan of brownies. Like I've baked a pan of brownies.
We were talking goodies today.
I know.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm ready to eat. I go in, I eat a little bit of brownie.
Where are we starting? Just sidebar?
Is
it a corner?
Corner. Okay, I love a corner.
Good.
I love the crisp. Yeah, don't want to panic anybody. I'll like, let's say I have one brownie, but I'm like, okay, I don't want another whole brownie. Let me go in and get a little, just a piece of this next one.
Yeah.
So I get that when you're kind of revisiting the snack, you start to kind of cut it down because you're like, oh, I'll eat less if I just like, let me just get one more bite.
Yes.
And then you go back and you're like, oh, the pan is gone. And I just had it in smaller bites over the last like 8 hours, you know? Okay. So I understand that.
So with that, like, that kind of brings up sort of a different like tactical debate, which is like with the donuts, I feel like, you know, unless you're the office manager, they're not pre-cut. So it's like a free for all. The consumer is cutting it. With brownies, like the person that made them is probably cutting them.
Right.
So even if that is you in this scenario, like, you got your fresh baked pan? Are you cutting the whole grid? Or do you just make a first like little square out of it and you leave the grid to define itself?
Ooh, you cut the whole grid.
Okay,
you can't leave people. Yeah, you can't leave people to their own devices like that. That's when you're gonna go back in and like you're like, you had that big of a piece of brownie. We aren't, you know, that's not an even number in the pan now. We've like messed up the whole ratios. Yeah. So I'm definitely like pre-cutting, but from the grid I will cut.
Yes, so you'll cut a sub piece of
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, but with donuts, it is always left to the consumer, which I find funny. It's like, oh, you got this whole thing. You got a 12 thing of donuts for a 30-person meeting. You knew what was going to happen.
You know, donuts aren't as cheap as I remember them being.
They're not. Yeah. They used to be.
I feel like you could, like a teenager could buy a dozen donuts, you know, with some like pocket change. And I feel like they're like, I mean, a reasonable price for food, but like I brought a dozen donuts to a staff meeting and it was maybe like $18 or something.
The price has gone up.
Price of donuts going up. Thanks, Biden.
Yeah, this is the hill we die on. But totally. I think this though, if you're going as far until they are too small to cut, that's a little special. Yeah. I think you got to let go of either like being the last person to take the bite or something like that. Just don't be afraid to take up space. Eat that whole donut.
You deserve it.
Exactly. Because this feels special to me.
It starts normal and gets special, right?
Yeah.
Like you cutting the piece off, very normal, but like it's a bridge too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just slightly.
Gorgeous. Okay. This one I am enjoying. Okay. Is it normal when replenishing toilet paper on a stand, okay, to treat the rolls as perishable by moving the one remaining roll to the top of the new rolls? It's all about fairness. Does that make sense?
I love this. So they're like restocking like a grocery shelf style.
First in, first out.
Exactly. Exactly.
You don't have like one dusty roll on the bottom of the stack that never gets got.
Yeah.
And saying it's about fairness, that hits me in my heart. Because I don't think it's fair, for example, that the second hand and the minute hand get to go around the clock more than the hour hand. Like, what if they changed roles every once in a while?
Yeah, switched it up.
Yeah.
Switched it up. Maybe the hour hand is like, I like the slow life, you know?
Oh, these guys are fucking, this is too much for me.
Exactly. Soft life hour hand. Totally. I think this makes sense to me because like I'm thinking it through and I could understand like the idea of like all the bathroom germs like settling on that one toilet paper roll that's just like been in there for too long, you know, especially if it's at a bottom of like, I'm picturing that roll thing that's like stacks them high.
And it's sitting on the floor.
And it's basically on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
then I'm like, you got to move those up. And
yeah, the bathroom has a different kind of dust than the rest of the house. I feel like this is like a normal consideration, but this might be some type A, some chill type A shit right here.
It is. Yeah. It does feel, I think the fairness part feels special.
Okay. I think you're probably right on that.
I think that part feels special because I like get, you know, convincing yourself of the germs or like, oh, it's like gone unused for so long. Is it still like usable? Because you might never get to that. If you keep buying new toilet paper, you might never get to that bottom roll. And you could, in theory.
I mean, you're living well if you're never almost out of toilet paper.
Yeah,
that's
true.
That's a very classy household.
Yeah, you're prepped and prepared.
Never swoop into paper towels.
Right. That's Beyonce and Jay-Z's house right there. Super nice celebrity status.
They have staff.
Exactly. Pulling the toilet paper rolls up. So I think it being about fairness feels special because I get it being about like maybe germs or I get the perishable idea too, like treating it as perishable because I feel like after a certain point you're like, oh, this is dusty. Like even if you have a canned food item on the shelf for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And it's not expired, but like it gets that layer of dust on it. You're like, do I still want to eat this canned food even though it's not expired? It's just a little bit older, you know? So yeah. I get it treating it as a perishable product, but the fairness, I'm like, you're putting something on it that feels like a special twist.
You're personifying it.
Yeah.
Or something to that effect. I understand that feeling about the fairness, but you're probably right that it's like probably a special attitude about what do you call them? Inanimate objects. I think I do this with other things too, like with even like the washing like towels, like a hand towel or bath towel or whatever. Like they get washed. I kind of want to stash them below the already clean ones so that we just don't use the same towel. We do live a life where we have more towels than are in use at a time.
Right.
But like, yeah, so if a towel gets used and then washed and then folded, I don't want to put it back on the stack, on top of the stack, because then it'll get used first the next time.
Right.
Rather than like using, you know, one of the other towels. And then, because I think that's like about wear and tear.
Yeah, you don't want to overuse it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense to me.
But yeah, I wouldn't say it's about fairness. So
right.
I think it's kind of sweet though.
I think it's sweet too. I like it. I think it's special and sweet. And I think I'll think about this when replacing, if I ever have a toilet paper stand, like I'll think of this.
Yeah. I don't have a stand. I have a sort of a bin or like a sling.
Yeah.
But I think I do try to like pull the old ones up to the top when if I'm reloading it before it's empty, which is a very proactive adult maneuver.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some special in this.
There's some special in this. I feel like I'm living like fast and loose with my toilet paper after reading this.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I just
no systems in place.
No system. It's just in the basement. When I run out, I just go grab another roll from the basement. Or when it's close to out, I might grab another roll.
Yeah.
Place it on the back of the toilet. So it's like indicated, hey, I didn't leave you with no toilet paper in here.
Do you have storage for your TP in the bathroom at all?
No.
Okay, so I think with our bathroom habits, like I need to know that there's like, sometimes I'll go to the bathroom and there's like no backstock visible. So it's just the one that's on the roll. And I'm pretty unnerved. Like I'm nervous. Like if about that, I'm like, oh, I got to make sure I put like some backstock in here. Okay. Before we run out. So I think maybe partly because I'm like, it might, I just never want to be stuck in the position where I'm out of TP.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's not another stall next to me to hand me a little slab.
Something. We don't have the storage for it though. Yeah. That's what's missing. If my bathroom, I think, was a little bit bigger, I might like bring some toilet paper.
You don't have even under sink.
Huh? Yeah, we don't even have an under sink situation. Yeah. We do upstairs, but it's like filled with a ton of products. Yeah. But
sponsor us.
Yeah, exactly. You want to know what's in my bathroom sink? Yeah. I could see that though. I could see the nervousness of being in there and you're like, okay, this is like, we only got one roll in here. Anything could happen.
Anything could happen.
Yeah. You don't want to be left out there.
Life comes at you fast.
Seriously. Very, very true.
Well, that's sweet. It's special. And I think we're into it. Does that feel like a good little mailbag for today?
I think so.
Okay. I'm in and ready to bounce. Leave you all to your devices. This has been Is This Normal? We love hearing from you all, so please write in your submissions, anything you wonder if it's normal, things inanimate objects that you treat like humans. Please share all of your funny quirks with us. We'd love to debate them. You can submit using the link in the show description. And we would also love it if you would kindly rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. It just helps us get seen. We'd love to make some new friends out there. Share the pod with your friends, your family, your enemies. We would like to just spread the love, grow the normcore. Follow us on Instagram at Is This Normal Pod, and you can always check out our YouTube too. Maybe we'll put the great cottage cheese tasting of 2023 out on the socials. I think we should probably let the people see.
Yeah.
But for now, this has been Is This Normal with Alyssa Yeoman and Erin Ingle. And guess what? You're normal.
You're special.
We love you.